Horsehead Bookends for another Gaming Friday. Mike is here, and we are continuing on the games that we are dumb for not playing. And if you watched our last video, you would see that we spun the wheel and we came up with Star Wars: The Queens Gambit.
This was my grail game forever. I one time, I don't even remember the year, but it was out with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and I found a copy of Star Wars Epic Duels for like $5, and I absolutely fell in love with it and the theme and everything from the prequels. It kind of reminded me of the few things I loved about the prequels, but then I found this and I really, really wanted it, so I had to hunt it down. This is it's an old school game. It's an Avalon Hill game.
Yep.
It's mostly strategy. Think of it kind of like Risk. You're going to be moving and rolling a lot. Okay. But it so amazingly mimics the entire battle from the end of Phantom Menace, which, to be honest, is my favorite part of the whole movie, because we're fighting 4 different battles at the same time, and I think this is going to be a super fun time.
Yeah, so I've never played this game. I know about it. I know it's very expensive. And I'm looking at it now at the table, and it's a lot of game. It's a lot of game. So we're going to start playing, and I'm going to move the camera so you can see what the whole game setup looks like. So here we have Queens Gambit set up. It is just a 2-player game. It takes up a lot of space, so maybe we'll just film a little at a time, and we're doing stuff on a certain board if I can. So I guess, what is this part? This is part of the Theed Palace zone. So this is the epic battle between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul in the generator zone, and the entrance to the Theed Palace that they came through in order to storm the palace. Okay, so then here is a 3-tiered palace.
That is correct. So you will be coming in through the front door, fighting through droids to the stairs to the 2nd floor, back this way to the stairs to the 3rd floor, and then up to the throne room. And in order to win the game as the heroes, you must have the majority of figures within this throne room, and there must be no droids, which means you either have to destroy them all or shut down the droid control ship with Anakin, which is also on this board over here, because as we remember, little Anakin got in the ship, which this button do, and the ship launched up into space, and we all know the rest.
Oh, and then over here, which you can't see, give me a second, I'm going to take the camera off, because I think this is the only way we're going to be able to film the game, because it is so huge. Here is This is the Gungan battle.
The Gungan field battle. So these are the troop transports and armored assault tanks, destroyer droids, and battle droids coming in to assault. We have our Gungan warriors, who are some melee guys, along with some Kadu riders, Fombos that are controlling this big giant shield, and then some catapults as backup defense. These guys, the only valid target for them would be this hex, because it has a partial zone outside of the shields. So any zone that's split can be targeted from either side, but this guy cannot shoot something here because the shield is up. Once he passes into this zone, then they would be able to do so. So this, we're going to be going back and forth, eliminating people. And what's cool about this game is we're taking turns playing these cards. We're going to be playing 4 cards per game rounds. But if you ever clear an entire zone worth of figures on this battlefield, you get a bonus card. So you're just going to take 1 card, put it off to the side, and after you finish playing your 4 chosen, that other card's just going to go off. And we get bonus ones for killing the super big heroes over on this side. So it really kind of ramps up.
Alright, well, we're going to get started. I'm going to switch over to a smaller tripod so we can see some of the game get played.
You draw 5 cards from your Theed Palace deck, okay, and then 5 cards from your Battlefield deck, okay, and then look through them and choose 4 of them that you would like to play.
Okay.
And then put them in any order.
2, 3, 4. And 4 from this deck.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
And the whole thing is, after we finish these 4 cards, you're going to get 2 from each deck. So if you go really heavy on one, you're only getting 2 back from each one. So eventually, it's going to take a little while to even back out.
So you go first.
You got to choose your order now, though, and put them in an order.
I have an order.
So these droids are going to fire on these Gungan warriors here. So you're going to look here.
Okay.
What is the
Gungan warriors? Defense 0.
0. Battle droid defense is 0 as well.
So okay.
They're cannon fodder essentially.
Yeah.
I killed none of them.
Yeah.
I killed nothing.
All right.
You play a card.
I'm playing Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay. When it comes to people inside the palace,
Yeah.
they can move and then attack.
Okay.
You could move up to your speed and then attack.
Okay.
Then that is it.
Okay.
For the Jedi,
Yeah.
you can move, attack, continue your movement. You are a Jedi.
Okay.
So your whatever his move space, because Darth Maul's is 12.
Yeah.
You could, if you were far away, you'd be able to
Can
run
he
in.
move through people?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna move Qui-Gon around the other side. I'm gonna attack him. So I get 3 red dice.
Then I get a gold and a green.
3.
I block 2, so Darth Maul loses a health.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna play Darth Maul then.
Okay.
Give me 3 red dice.
And I get 1 green and 1 blue.
2 hits.
I block 1.
So Qui-Gon loses 1.
Okay, so now it's my turn. This time I'm gonna do Obi-Wan. I'm gonna move him right there. I need 3 reds. 2.
I hit you back for 1. I will draw a Starfighter card.
I'm gonna Qui-Gon again.
Oh no, no defense.
I whiffed. I rolled nothing. Nothing!
To my nothing!
Dude, alright, we got a lot going. There's a lot going on in this bottom screen with some lasered guns and stuff. I'm trying to zoom in so you can see. There's a lot of shadows. Alright, so let's do, I guess, the palace guards first. So him here, him to him is 1. Dead. Then we got him to this guy.
Just point to the guy.
To that guy.
It doesn't really matter because you're not moving them. You're just taking 3 pop shots.
Done. And then this guy. No. And then Panaka is a red die.
I block 1.
I hit you for 1.
Cancels out.
So that doesn't do anything.
Alright.
Okay, so that was Star Wars Queens Gambit. Hasbro at Avalon Hill. This game is 24 years old. You can buy it a drink or a few. I have to say it was a little hard to get some of the filming of the actual game, but I need to stop. I need to put this box down because it is kind of fragile. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I found there was a lot of luck in dice rolling, which isn't a bad thing, but sometimes you kind of get sick of it. And it's one thing that I said before we even started filming this is that I was really excited, and then I was really disappointed, and then I was really angry, and then I was really stressful, and it really came down to me just hitting a die roll to win the game. But it was getting really tight at the end because I started focusing on one section of the map instead of trying to do something else.
That's what the best part of this game is. Because of the fact that you get so many bonuses when you do specific things and you get bonus cards, we did mess that up for like the first round. But you get those bonus cards for the following round, right? To power up your next round. So you get to those spots where all of a sudden you're focusing on one area, one arena of combat, and you're falling behind somewhere else, and you're getting really frustrated. And then you're playing turns, and the turn you're doing something, I do no damage, I do no damage, or you blocked everything, and then you're hitting me back. So the game is like a huge roller coaster in the sense that there is no dice roll mitigation. You roll.
No, there is none at all. You roll what you roll, and that's it. You can't change a dice, flip a dice, re-roll a dice, which is hard. And some of the cards that I noticed on the light side, it was there's only like 3 heal cards in the entire deck of cards. So when some of your main characters start taking damage, if you discard that card, the chances of getting it back, like what happens if you run out of cards? You reshuffle or no?
You reshuffle. Yeah.
All right.
You reshuffle.
But the decks are big enough that you might not go through all the cards.
We didn't.
In the game. However, there are a very limited number of certain types of cards that you don't want to burn through in order to get to the end.
The Anakin cards. The Anakin cards don't come up all the time. The Space Battle cards don't come up on the Federation side to try and slow Anakin down. I did not pay attention to that as much because as soon as Rob started focusing on the palace, I started going heavy back on the battlefield to try and get some bonuses. But like he said, when it came down to it, he had the palace and he just needed to shut the droids down and I needed to kill stuff.
But it just wasn't the palace, it was I didn't. I was trying to get you to do something so I can clear off the board. So I made a heavy push on the palace, and I was saving all my Anakin cards so I could play them boom, 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 one in a row. Because I was like, I knew I was 4 away. If I could lock down 4, if I could move Anakin 4 spaces, he would shut the droids down. But you kept blocking every. The gray dice in the game has a 50% chance, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Mike rolled it like at least one every time to stop me.
So that's one thing that I actually forgot for the very first round as well. When you do the space battles, when you go through those space cards, in the top corner there's a symbol that shows you how many gray dice to roll. And for every success, you, as the Federation player, get to take that success and block out. It's essentially another ship blocking a new space. So not only does Rob now have to roll, but I get, before he rolls, I'm trying to guess what he's going to roll. And I think like 4 times I guessed perfectly and stopped him. But again, that's frustrating for the player that's their whole card, that's their whole turn is trying to move Anakin and nothing. But then again, if my whole turn is trying to shoot 4 of his guys and I miss 4 times, that's also my turn.
Yeah.
So sometimes, a lot of people don't like these style of games. No dice roll mitigations, pure luck based.
It has a lot of luck, yes. Because there's no way to dive through. Well, there is ways to dive through the decks. I had a few. So it is nice that you do get to go through the decks to pull out more cards. Look at the top cards of your hand. I was able to discard and refill from either deck. So you do get some mitigation in the cards.
But not on the dice rolls.
But on the dice rolls, no. The dice rolls can be rough. So anyway, I really loved it. Star Wars, Queens Gambit. If you can play it or if your friend has a copy of it, give it a shot. It's a great 2-player game. It does play at 4, but it's a little more confusing. I think it's a great 2-player fun strategy game. Took about an hour and a half to play after the teach, but once you pick up the game in the first round or so, it goes. The game moves really fast. But again, it does have that roller coaster aspect where everything's very exciting, and then you're really frustrated, then everything slows down, then you're really excited again. So I enjoyed it. I would definitely play it again.
And I will definitely change my strategy because I don't know if I've ever actually won this game.
Well, we'll have to switch it up next time, and I'll be the bad guys, and you can be the goody two-shoes.
Yay! Oh, I did kill Obi-Wan first.
Yes!
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, Obi-Wan died first.
Totally changed the narrative.
So, alright, so what's up next on the wheel? Oh, Feudum was the one you had to put back in there.
I put Feudum back in already.
Here we go. We're spinning, and we got...
Oh, it looks like we're going Brass Birmingham.
Oh my god.
I'm excited for Brass
Birmingham. One of my favorite games. I can't wait for Mike to learn this game. It is definitely in my top 5 of all time. It's right up there. So we will definitely be back next week for Brass Birmingham. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe, ring the notification bell. You get notified anytime we upload a new video. Questions or comments, feel free to post below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.